Hello, hello. Welcome to Pure Light Awakening. I am Nina and I'm here to do the May energy update. So, welcome in. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for all your subscribes and likes and everything. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into the energies of today and of May. Now, first, I would like to go back a little bit and talk about how things have been in April, okay? Because I feel like April was kind of rough. At least it was for me. I don't know how it was for you, but I have been feeling so strong energies, really, really strong energies. And I've been totally depleted of energy. And I have felt like I've been totally knocked out, by the energies to the point where you end up on the sofa, almost all day long. Sorry, I have something on my eyelashes. No, almost all day long, and it's been for several days in a row as well. So it wasn't just one day. It happened, a long time. So it was it started about half a week or something before the full moon. And also I know it was Neptune-Jupiter conjunction there, or alignment, that had a deep impact on us. So there was a lot of stuff happening at once, I think. And maybe that's why, or maybe it was just my own, awakening or own upgrading of the frequency. But anyways, I've been feeling totally knocked out. And that's also why I haven't made so many videos lately. But anyways, I hope you appreciated the meditation videos that I made. One is, of course, for stillness and for a perspective, kind of a bird perspective on things. And the other one is more for grounding and clearing and healing. So you'll find that in the video section there. Anyways, so no. For May, I have not, because I've been so totally knocked out, I haven't had the chance to sit down and meditate and connect as much as I wanted to. But so when they kind of nudged on me today to go on and do a video, I said, but I haven't, had a chance to sink down and to really connect and everything. So I really don't have anything to say. And they just kept on saying, just show up. Just do the video, just sit down and do the video, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm just letting myself be very guided today. So we'll just see where it goes. I hope they will just bring something to us. Well, they normally do, but I hope they will just bring something to us today that we can use for May. So let's get into it. Today I have lots of different crystals. I have a bunch of these mini crystals in front of me today, because I got this little box of mini crystals. I just want to show that to you. So I have those in front of me, and then I was guided to bring out this again with the different geometrical symbols. And it was kind of funny when I looked at the video the other day where somebody explained about a kind of a Merkaba that has been put inside our globe. That was quite interesting. I had never heard about it before. But then I remembered one of the videos I did before where I was guided to show this and tell you about the ley lines going also through the planet. I don't know if you remember. But that just kind of hit me that, that's exactly what they showed me in one of these videos. So that was kind of fun. Anyway, so I was guided to bring that, and also these 2 half moons, also selenite. And also this geometrical is selenite. And I was guided to bring a selenite staff. So that's in front of me. And also my, of course, clear quartz crystal that I very often have when I connect. And I have a green fluorite octade and a rose quartz heart. And, of course, my grounding crystal, as always, the smoky quartz, okay, tower. So that's kind of what I was guided to bring out today. So those are the crystals. I haven't yet found out any decks that I want to use, but let's ask now if they want to guide me to one of the decks that I have around me here. Which... Okay. Well, that's strange. Okay, they're actually pointing to the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And that's one I normally don't use in these kind of videos. I normally use those on, because I have another channel where I do readings and stuff as well. And that's kind of a deck that I normally use there, but not so much on this channel. But let's see, I'll just shuffle and see if something falls out, and then there might be a message in there. So I'll just start with the cards today, because I don't really feel like I have anything to tell you, and then I'll do sync down, and I will connect and let them speak through me directly today, to kind of just channel for you guys today. So one fell out. Gathering around, the power of community. That's a beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful card. Now, okay, the power of community for me, well, this is kind of a community where we meet up and we talk about the energies. And also when you guys have comment underneath, you know, it's not just me who sees the comments, it's everybody else who follows this channel as well. Let's see the comments, and we can kind of help each other, and we can talk to each other about stuff. So that's one thing about community that you know, this is kind of a community. But in general, I feel like we're very much invited to find our group that we truly resonate with, to step away from that kind of programmed thing where we're supposed to be in a certain grouping, whether it be old friendship or colleagues, or, you know, that we're supposed to hang around with. But what I think we're very much invited to do now is feel into the resonance of the different groups. And if it doesn't resonate with our energy field, then say no. And then shift your focus, and then try and find a community or group that really resonates with your energy. And you know, many of you have probably also experienced that friends are kind of falling away, or that you have been guided to move away from certain groups or friends or family members or whatever, because they just doesn't resonate with you, or you feel like you're giving your energy out to them, or that they are taking energy, but actually they can't take unless you actually allow them. But that's another question. But I feel like we've been guided so much lately to really stand in our own power and to be true about what resonates with us and not. So that's kind of maybe one thing I feel about that. So let's pull another card here. Let's see. A tidy house, clarity and organization. Yeah. Okay. Clarity I get. Most definitely. You know, and in order to get clarity, we need to connect. And to maybe get that bird perspective that I was talking about in one of the meditations there. But the organization, organizing, maybe again part of a spiritual group or grouping that can give you what you need. Well, let me just chew on that for a bit. I'll pull another card here. Fool's embrace, transmuting pain. Yeah, and that's exactly what I have been doing a lot lately. And I know that you probably have been doing it as well. Because when we get this new high frequent light into our physical form, it rattles all the old stuff, all the low frequency energies that's within the physical form, and that will of course come up to be felt through and then released. So I feel like old wounds and trauma, they are really, really pushing us to feel that through now. If we want to do this upgrade, if we want to move into higher frequent energies, meaning moving more and more or integrating more and more of our spiritual part into the physical form, then that will rise the energy frequency in our physical form. And it cannot exist with low frequent energy. So it's just natural that low frequent energy has to come up. It has to kind of be felt through the physical form in order to be released. And they're really asking us to not be afraid of that now, not try and avoid doing that, but actually being bold enough to sink into it and do that, to feel it through, set aside a time, meditation, yoga, you know, everything, going out in nature, being in stillness, to feel all of it through. It's very important. I feel like they're very nudging us very hard now to do that. So one last card here. Deep diver, yeah, diving into a task, but also diving deep into our emotional is what I feel with that. Underneath the deck, horseman, herald of change. And that is exactly what's happening to us. We are changing, but I feel like the thing that's happening now, and that has been a theme also with when I've been doing readings, is healing. It's deep healing. It's childhood wounds healing. It's kind of that kind of deep healing going on. If you are willing to, or if that's something that you have decided to do in this lifetime or at this time, then that's what's happening, okay? Part of this so-called ascension or awakening process is looking into those wounds, okay? Even if it's really hurts and it might bring up anxiety, and you know, the human self will be reluctant to go into it. That's only natural, but the higher self is nudging you to do so, okay? So that's kind of what I feel. So that being that, I'm going to put away the cards now. Is there any other cards you would like me to pull out today, Spirit, or are we done with cards? Yeah, okay, they say we're done with cards. So that's all right. Not every reading or every video have to be a lot about cards. I feel the main focus has to be the connection with Spirit. So I'm going to hold on to some crystals, going to grab some water, and then we're going to ask. And then I'm going to ask them to show me about the energies of May, since I haven't been able to have time or energy to sink deep down into it recently. So I have to do that now. So bear with me, people. I have to be comfortable here. Get comfortable. Take off my rings. And then put my hands on all the crystals, because that helps me connect. Okay. Just put them close together here so I can reach all of them. And there. It's a bit cold here today, so I needed a scarf as well. Okay, just give me a minute to really connect here, and we will ask them. So we're going to ask Spirit about the energies of May, or if there's any other information that is important that we convey now to anybody watching. Okay. Okay, so I just have to tell you what's happening now. So the first thing that happened is that there was this beam of light that came straight down into my head and through my physical form and down into the earth. And then it started growing inside of my chest, and it just started beaming all the way out to every direction. So I'm kind of like, right now, energetically, I look like a star, okay? Because it's just beaming out like a star, you know. And I feel like that's a message in itself, that when we are sitting in the light, when we are allowing to just sit in the light and allowing the light into our physical form, not only are we helping with bringing even more light into the physical planet of Gaia, the physical form of Gaia, but also we automatically become a, what is that called? Is it called an equalizer, you know, or enhancer, or I don't know what it's called when you have an amplifier. Sorry, that's a word, amplifier. So we amplify the light of the energy, and we beam that out to everybody else just by allowing to sit in the light and allowing the light into our physical forms. If you're watching this channel, you have been in connection with Spirit for a while. You know what I'm talking about. You know what it feels like when energy from the universe comes into your physical form. So you are someone then who has come quite far on your journey regarding the awakening process and regarding, you know, the understanding that we are spiritual being having a human experience. And the more you can just allow more frequent energy into your physical form and just sit in the light, the more you will spread that light out to the planet without doing absolutely anything. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is allow and receive, and then the light itself will kind of do the work, if you will, and spread that light out. And I feel like that is something we're being invited to do now in the future. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so they're showing me that May, because I'm asking questions about May month, and I see, they're kind of showing me that I will all of a sudden feel like, oop, that was May, you know, all of a sudden I'm like in the end of May. So I feel like what's happening is that it's going to feel like it's speeding up, okay? It feels like time is speeding up, or it will go so quickly. So there is something about the energy tone and the energy speed that I feel is speeding up. Okay, so I hear the tone going higher, and I feel like it's speeding up, and I feel like we're all very energized, and I feel like we're just gonna through May, kind of. You know, that's kind of what they're showing me. Okay. Ah, okay. So yeah, so they're actually saying that they're kind of turning up the knob on the frequency. That's what they're showing me, and so if you are allowing that into your life, of course, that's your choice. But if you're allowing that into your life, and if that's something you want to be a part of, that, you know, the frequency will be really turned up now, and that can feel it can feel very heavy on the physical form. Just to have that said, so set aside. But they say it doesn't have to, though, because if you have set aside the right time to integrate these energies every day, you have to do that every day, to set aside a time to really just integrate it into the physical and allow whatever needs to be felt through, then it doesn't have to be that hard on the physical form. But you have to do it regularly. You have to do it every day, because it's not enough to kind of save it up for the weekend and then all of a sudden it's going to be like you get knocked out for 2 days. So in order to integrate these new high frequent energies, you have to do a little work every day, sink down and allow. Okay, so that's kind of what they're saying. So if you do that, it won't feel that heavy. But they're really turning up the knob now. They're really turning up the frequencies. So it's going to be very high pitched, very high, very fast. And for some of you, you might feel very exaggerated, very like you talk fast and everything is just going like that, you know, everything, you kind of feel that energy in you. For others, that energy might knock you out and you need to integrate. It all depends on what you have in your physical form from before, all depending on what you decided to have experienced in this lifetime. Some have, experienced deep trauma, for instance, and are still working on that, then that's something that they are going to experience, is that trauma comes up to be felt through. Other people who maybe are either done with working on trauma or have never experienced deep trauma will maybe experience that very fast moving energy and feel like they're very energized. Okay, so it will impact us in different way, all depending on how we are in the physical form energetically. Okay. Yeah, what else? Yeah, the frequency of Gaia is being turned up, and it's going to be more and more visible now with visitations from starfamily, and also not necessarily in physical form, but in, for those of us who can see, those of us who can sense, we will experience more and more visitations from them, and understand. They are working with our nature spirits, so they're working together, and they are enhancing and working still on some of the ley lines through and around the planet and some of the crystals, but they're more or less done with that work. So now it's more or less about the ley lines have been laid and the crystals have been put in and everything is kind of connected. Now it's more about turning the knob up, turning up the frequency is what they're showing me, okay? What else? Okay. Okay, communication is important. Yeah, okay, I get it. Thank you. So what's happening also is that we're going into a period of Mercury retrograde. And they're saying communication, clear communication is very important. So when we are in a retrograde period with Mercury, we tend to stumble in the words, or it can be difficult to put things into words, or it can be difficult to communicate, or there can be also a breakdown in communication devices like telephones, like computers, you know, those kind of things. So they're saying before you communicate with someone, either it be written or verbally or, you know, in person or whatever, take your time, okay? Sink down, be present, be grounded before you communicate. So because communication is key, and especially if you're communicating about something spiritual, make sure that you are properly grounded and properly connected. And that's why they showed me that Archangel Gabriel the energy of Archangel Gabriel wants to be part of that and helping. Now, when I say Archangel Gabriel, just to explain that real quick, you know, Gabriel is a name that us humans have given this energy. It's not like he is called Archangel Gabriel in the entire universe. But that's a name that we as humans have given that energy, the energy of communication, okay? And so whenever it comes to names on archangels or names of, you know, the Pleiades, or, you know, they don't call themselves maybe that, or maybe they have another name, if you will, someplace other in the universe where they don't speak English, you know, it's the vibration of the energy, okay? They have a vibrational signature, and that's kind of what we recognize, and then we have named that vibrational signature in our language. So that I just wanted to explain that, because I get some questions sometimes, but how do we know that this is called Archangel Gabriel? Well, we don't know that he's called that, but we call him that, you know, or that, not him, her, you know, whatever. We call that energy Archangel Gabriel because it is the energy, or the divine energy of communication, of bringing messages. So just to have that said. Anyways, but the one we call Archangel Gabriel wants to be part of helping with the communication now, especially now in this Mercury retrograde we're getting into. So I just wanted to have that said as well, because they showed me him. Okay, what else? Okay, yeah. No, I'm feeling a lot of energy in my physical form right now, especially in my hands. And they're saying that we're going to feel that now this coming month. We're going to feel the energies. And we're going to become even more sensitive to feeling energies. So that's both positive and negative, because we can bump it up against other people, or people with very low frequent energies. And if you are a higher frequency, that's going to feel, it's going to feel yucky, you know. And it's nothing wrong with the other person's energies, just to have that said. It's just that you're vibrating on a different frequency, and so it's not going to match. And that might feel on the physical form not so good. So there's not any better than or worse than, just to have that said. But so we're going to feel those kind of energies even more. You're going to feel other people's emotions even more. So make sure that you pull your kind of tentacles in, so that you don't, you know, put all your energy out there and feel everything around you. I'm not saying you need protection. Nobody really needs protection, because your higher self will protect you no matter what. But what I'm saying is that you pull your energies in, so you don't have to feel everybody else's energies, okay? They're also inviting us to actually play with energies. They're inviting us to go out into nature and put your hands on a tree, put your hands on the ground, lean up against the tree and just kind of connect with nature spirits. And maybe also then you will connect with some of the star family beings that are here to help the planet. So they're inviting us to connect. They're inviting us to feel into the energies a lot more than we have been doing. Okay? What else? Is there anything else, people? Okay. Okay, they're showing me kind of a fun thing. They kept saying the sun is a star, the sun is a star. And I was like, well, yeah, I know that, but what do you mean? Where are we going with this? They're saying, and that's so fun, the sun is also a star. I mean, all the stars we see in the night sky are suns, really. And our sun is a star for somebody else. So they showed me they took me very quickly from our sun kind of out. And I was looking at our sun from a distance, which then became a star. And I was standing on another planet looking up at our sun. And it was so fun. So that's kind of a reminder that, you know, when we think that we're alone in the universe, or when we maybe focus too much on what's going on this planet, then it's very fun to have that view and to remember just what they said. Very easy to remember, your sun is a star. And by that one sentence, you will then remember, if I was on another side of this galaxy, you know, or in another place of the Milky Way, and I was looking back, our sun would be a star for me. And that reminds us that, you know, this universe is so big. There's so many planets. There's bound to be life, you know, on other planets. Of course there is. And we connect with some of them energetically already. So it's just a reminder, a little reminder and a sentence you can use. Your sun is a star. Okay, so that was plain and simple. So that was kind of fun. Okay, what else? Okay, they're talking about Christ consciousness, but Christ consciousness is actually, the light, the frequent light, the high frequent light also has information. It's not just energy, it's also information, it's also love, it's also the building blocks of life in general. And in that information lies the Christ consciousness. So you can, in that way, say that Christ consciousness and high frequent light is one and the same. But they're saying now that more and more people are going to understand what it was that Jeshua ben Joseph, who's also called Jesus, was trying to teach people when he was here. He was one who understood all of this. He understood about the energies. He understood about, you know, getting healing frequencies into the physical form. He understood that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. And his teachings, some of them are still pure, but many of them have been distorted and have been retold by humans who maybe wanted it to be a certain way. So, but I feel like more and more people are waking up to what he truly was trying to tell us. And what he truly was trying to tell us is that you yourself is your own guru. You yourself is the one that as a higher self, and that is in charge of everything in your life. So, you know, you are your own God, if you will, inside, in connection with the one that is. And all that is. So, the oneness. So, it's fun to see how different people are interpreting what he was trying to say. But for me, I feel like that's the main essence of what he was trying to teach us. So that was just a message also. And you can call upon, if you would like to have his support, or the energy that is Jesus or Jeshua, you can, of course, call upon that energy whenever you want to. So that was also a message that you can call upon that Christ consciousness energy whenever you want to or need help. Also in healing is what they say. Okay? Okay, any last messages, Spirit? Yeah, because I was asking earlier to get some answers regarding the number 8. Remember, I've been talking about the number 8 that I got, and I thought that it might have been a date, or at least it was a significant number for something. And I thought maybe it was the 8th of April, or 18th, or 28th. But it hasn't been anything that I know of. But of course, it can also be, you know, that symbol of eternity. and also it can be the month 8. So I don't know, but I had a feeling that it was regarding what was going on the planet. Of course, I might be wrong. I don't know, and that's something that's kind of dangerous when we get information from spirit. Is the human mind is trying to make sense of it. It's trying to figure out where does it fit. So I'm going to ask them again if they have any more information regarding the number 8, or if I just have to leave it at we don't know. Okay, just a second. Okay, so there is okay, so I just have to tell what I get. I think that the number 8 can have several meanings, is what I feel with them. It can, of course, have something to do with the infinitive symbol. It can have something to do with a date. But they're also saying the 7 will become the 8. So I don't know what that means. Is it G7 will become G8 or something? Well, anyways, maybe. I can't say, but I'm hearing also 7 will become the 8. Let's see if there's something else. They're also talking about 8 strands. 8 strands of energy, 8 strands of light. So I really don't know what that means, to be honest. They're very reluctant on information regarding this, and I have a feeling it's because I'm trying unconsciously to get answers regarding the war, and that's they don't want to go down that road, and so they're not giving me clear answers on this. Okay, so I just have to be honest with you. I'm not getting clear answers on this, so I just have to leave it at that. I have to be a clear channel as much as humanly possible, even though one human can probably never be 100% pure channel. But I have to try and be as pure as I can. And in order for me to be that, I have to detach. And I have to detach from the outcome. And I have to detach from ego. I don't need to be right. I can be wrong, and that's totally okay. So in order for me to be a clear channel, I have to do that. I have to detach from the need to be right, or from the outcome. So that's what I do. I just try and convey what I hear and what they tell me, and then not interpret. Okay? So that's the only thing I did wrong before, was that I was trying, or my ego was trying so hard to pinpoint where that 8 belonged. And so I said that it might be a date. Of course, it still might be, but I went so far to say that I had a feeling it was regarding the 8th of April. But I don't know if anything in particular happened on the 8th of April, except that I know a baby was born that day, but, and that's a miracle in itself. But I don't know if there was something particular happening that day. But for me, it wasn't. So, again, a lesson in don't try and interpret what you get. If you work as a medium, for instance, or if you work as a psychic, don't try and interpret what you get. You just say what you get. Because ego will try and make sense of it, but ego is not capable of making sense of everything we get from spirit. So it's it's no use. So that's, when I was working as a medium as well, that was really what I was trying to do. You can get symbols, for instance. You can get a symbol that doesn't make any sense. And then you kind of just say that to the sitter. Does that make any sense? And then they go, yeah, my grandmother used to do this and that. And yeah, that makes perfect sense. Even though it doesn't make sense for us as a medium. So a lesson in that, don't try to make sense of it. You just say what you get. You have to just trust that spirit is giving you the information that's needed. So there you go. Okay, so one last check-in here to see if there was something else. Okay, is there anything more you can tell us about the energies of May? Okay, so for me, the energies of May, what they're showing me, it feels lighter, especially the first 2 weeks, actually. But I have a feeling that that fast energy will slow down at the end of May, and into June it will be a little bit more tumbly energies. But at least the 2 first weeks of May seems like it's going to go quite smooth and quite quick. But of course, as I said earlier, we all react differently to these high frequent energies. So just to have that said. Is there anything else? Yeah, of course. Yeah, again, they're telling us to log off, log off, log off. They, of course, invited us earlier today to connect with the energies and play with the energies and be outside and feel and all that. But they're very much telling us to log off because there is so much information out there. And, of course, not even half of it is maybe true. I don't know, but no matter what, it's just too much bombardment towards us. It takes away our energy because we put our energy into what we see and what we hear, and so we put our energy into things that are maybe not vibrating on a high frequency. Maybe it's vibrating on low frequency. Maybe it's fear-based, and then we will help to enhance that energy instead of enhancing the love frequency. So just log off. Stay away from fear and stay away from not fear that comes up within you if that's something that's coming up, but that fear-based information. So stay in the heart frequency, log off as much as humanly possible. Of course, nature, always good. Yoga and meditation, meditate every day, integrate those new high frequent energies coming in, very important to integrate. Every day, if you can. Yeah, and I think that's it. And as I said about the speed of the energies and Mercury going retrograde as well. I do believe there was also eclipse happening, but I haven't really looked into that. I'm not an astrologer, but there's also something happening within the planets here that might infect us. Remember also, that's something my boyfriend reminded me of when I said that I don't understand why I'm always reacting so much when conjunctions or blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, remember, Nina, that these planets around there, they're just giant magnets. And when they are passing each other or pulling on each other, of course, that's going to affect everything in the solar system. It's only natural. So, as I said, I'm not an astrologer, but I understand that these different constellations and alignments and everything, of course, it will have an impact magnetically on the earth plane and on us, because we are also magnetic within us. And as I've explained earlier about the moon, pulling on the oceans back and forth every day on this planet, and we are about 70% water within our physical form. So hello, only natural that we should also feel that push and pull. So all of these things are happening. So look at, it's called planetstoday.com, I think it's called. A website where I go, and then you have the view of where the planets are, but you can also have what's called a geocentric view, I believe it's called, where you see the view from the Earth and out. Instead of just the sun, being the center, you have that where the Earth at the center, which is what they use in astrology, and they have put in all the different signs and where all the different planets are, and if any of them are going retrograde, you have all that information there on, I think it's called planetstoday.com. So that's an encouragement for you to go and look and have some more information about how the planets are. And if you then know a little bit about what the planets are about and a little bit about what the signs are about, then you can start understanding why you're feeling certain things. And especially if you have your own chart, so that you can see which house then for you these different planets are falling into, then you can understand even more. As I said, I'm not an astrologer, but I know at least those kind of things, and I think it's fun to look into that as well, to understand what is happening energetically for us on the planet. So that's just kind of the last thing I wanted to say. Okay, so guys, you know, leave comments below and I will try and answer. And this is kind of what I got today. I might make more videos about May further down the road, but this is the information I got today. And I'm so sorry I haven't been very active lately. It's because I've just been totally knocked out. I don't know if you guys have been, but I was really feeling that Neptune and Jupiter alignment and the full moon last time. Totally knocked out for days. So there you go. There you have it. That's it. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I wish you the very best moving into May. And until the next time I see you. Bye.